We are still focusing on self-love this month. It's February. And a lot of us have the opposite, a habit that is the opposite of self-love, which is negative self-talk. And even more than that, we bully ourselves and we beat ourselves up for things that we dislike or hate in who we are or what we do. So today we are going to tap on that. We'll do EFT tapping for more acceptance of who we are, because when you accept who you are, that's the first step to change, and that's a way to neutralize the bully and activate the enforcer in us. Hi, welcome. So as I mentioned in the introduction to this video, I come across a lot of women, and to be fully transparent, I still relapse in that every so often regarding certain areas of my life where we do something that we said we wanted to let go of, a habit that we want to change that we know is not good for us, or other people catch themselves in a mirror and they straight away go for what they hate. And when I say hate, it's not just an exaggeration. Some of us actually hate part of their bodies. As you know, that cannot be good for us. That's not good for our health. That's not good for our self-esteem. That's not self-love. And when you don't love yourself, you can't really receive the love of everybody else around you who loves you. This is actually a tapping session that is complementary to the podcast episode I'm publishing this week. So if you want to refer to the podcast to go more in details into the archetypes of the bully and the enforcer, and putting some strategies in place, I have a 6-step strategy, a 6 steps approach to start changing and practicing more self-love. You can refer and listen with the link below. So what I'm going to ask you today is to connect, and maybe it's going to come right away on the top of your mind, because this is a habit that is so recurring in your mind that you know right away what it is. Or maybe you're going to need to stop the video and go dig for it. And when I say dig, I mean dig into your mind and your emotions to connect with what you don't like or maybe hate about yourself, or what you beat yourself up and judge so harshly because you can't start doing or stop doing. To give you examples, I know that if we talk about body images, because we are in a society that encourages comparison with Instagram, and we live in the world of images, and those images are not even authentic images, so it makes us feel less than when we compare ourselves, especially if we talk about body image. So certain women get to a point where they can't even look at a certain part of their body or their face into the mirror because they right away feel disgust, hate. They're so bullying themselves, if not in their words, in their thoughts, and in the way they feel about themselves. A good way to assess if you're bullying yourself is to say it out loud and imagine that you say that to a friend. If that's something that you wouldn't say to a loved one, that's something that you shouldn't. And I know I don't like the should, but let's shift that. That's something that you would benefit a lot from stopping saying to yourself. So we talked about body image. We can talk about promising yourself that you would go to the gym 4 times a week. We talked about that in prior videos. And you don't. And then you beat yourself up. And as you know, everything we do starts with the thought, then the emotion, and then the action. So when you start thinking mean things about yourself, you're gonna feel negative emotions, and you're going to be even less inclined to go do that thing. So let's say you're not going to the gym once, you're not going to the gym twice, and many times. Soon enough, you're going to have associated that negative emotion to the notion of going to the gym. No wonder you won't want to go there. It can be about eating healthy, like we mentioned, not to be perfectionistic with it, but let's say you binged in front of Netflix and then you beat yourself up, and sometimes it's harder to detect that bullying ourselves, because if you are a person who has a lot of value for seeing life in a positive way, a positive mindset, you may push that below. You may stop yourself when you start thinking, oh, I hate myself. You may replace it by, that's okay, that was just once, I'll do better tomorrow. But the feeling is still there, and the feeling is bullying you. So when you connect with that thing that you don't like about yourself, whether it is an action or who you are, pay particular attention to your body. Put a hand on your body, think about that thing, and see where it lands in your body and how it feels. It's not a pleasant sensation. It may be contraction in your chest, where you have a hard time breathing. It may be burning anger in your stomach. It may be so many things, tension in the neck, headaches. I had clients to where when we were talking about something during the tapping session, she had like almost mini migraines, super strong headaches on her forehead every time we were mentioning a certain combination of words. And we would tap on them and they would disappear, and we would bring that trigger again and it would come back. Pay attention to your body. What is it that you don't like? Maybe you're a yeller and you yell on your kids and you hate that about yourself. Maybe you have a habit of criticizing everybody or judging everybody, and then you feel horrible about it, which is ironical, because if you bully yourself for being too judgmental, what are you doing when you're bullying yourself? You're judging yourself. So you see, it's even a catch-22 maybe. So really connect to that, to a point where you feel a sensation in your body or an emotion in your body. If you can pinpoint a sensation, maybe you have an emotion, maybe it's a mix of the two. You don't have to be exact if you can really come up to the word. Just be aware of that sensation, give it a color if you can, give it a shape, give it a size. Is it big? Is it small? Is it vertical, horizontal, round, square? It can be anything. I had a client lately who had a triangle of moist dirt in her chest as a symbol to something. And then rate it from 0 to 10. 0 is I don't feel anything. 10 is it's overwhelming. You want to be at least at a 5 or 6. That way you can really feel the contrast. And now we're going to tap on it. So if you're new to tapping, you can do two things. You can refer to my video, Introduction to Tapping, in this playlist, or you can just follow along with us, because I will demonstrate everything and I will leave you blank space to repeat what I'm saying. Last thing, I'm going to be very general in what I'm saying, because I want it to be able to apply to as many people as possible. You, on the other hand, you're going to be super specific. So let's say if I'm saying that thing that I can't accept, and you have that procrastination to go to the gym, or that quitter that I hate in me, even though I'm such a quitter, or even though I don't go to the gym, although I said I would, that yeller in me, you replace by something as specific as possible. And when I'm going to give you a space where it's felt in the body, the sensation, you replace with your own words to where you feel, what color is it for you, what shape, what size, etc., etc. You can always put questions below. I'll come back and I'll answer. So now I'm going to assume that you connected with that very difficult thing to accept about you. And let's go for it. So we're going to tap on the side of the hand. Any side is fine. Even though There is that thing that I can't accept about me. So there is that overeating, there is that habit of procrastination, there is that quitter, there is that, even though I'm not going to the gym as much as I said I do, I am willing to love and accept myself anyway. And I say I'm willing because it's hard to say I love and accept myself for certain people, but if that's you, you can say I love and accept myself completely. So 2 more times. Even though I do or I am that thing that I can't accept, that I can't accept about myself, I am willing to love and accept myself anyway. Even though there is that thing, I'm doing that thing, I'm being that thing, and I really can't accept it in me, I am willing to try to accept myself and love myself anyway. That thing that I'm doing or I'm being, I'm such a, I really dislike that thing. I really dislike that. I yell at my kids, I'm really dislike that. I'm unable to follow through. That sensation in my stomach. That thing that I'm doing or being. That sensation in my stomach. I'm not sure I can accept that about myself. Below the bone here in the soft spot. Under the arm here at the brass spot. That thing that I'm doing or being. That thing that I can't accept about myself. That blue sensation in my stomach. That blue square in my stomach. That stone in my throat. Whatever it is for you. That thing I am being or doing that I hate about myself. If hate is too strong for you, replace it by dislike. That thing that I hate about myself. That hate in my stomach. That hate in my stomach. That thing that I hate about myself. That blue feeling in my stomach. I'm not sure I can accept that in myself. I'm willing to try, but I'm not sure I can. I'm trying anyway. That hate in my stomach. That thing I can't accept about myself. That strong feeling in my stomach. That blue feeling in my stomach. That blue hate in my stomach. What if I could let some go? No, I don't think I can. What if I could let a little bit go? I don't think I can, because then I'm gonna be even worse. What if I was mistaken? What if I could let it go and it wouldn't make things worse? I now choose to let a little bit go. I now choose to let a lot go. I now choose to let go of as much hate as I can let go now. I now choose to accept myself with that thing. I don't want to accept myself with that thing, because then it's going to stay like that. But resistance is keeping it in place. That hate has not helped me in the past. That hate had me feel horrible about myself. And I know that the way I feel determines the way I act. I realize it's a vicious cycle. And I want to be able to love myself. It may not happen in one day, but I'm open to accepting myself with that. I'm open to accepting myself with that. I'm open to let go of some of that hate or that dislike in my stomach. I now choose to let some leave my body, or all of it. I now feel, see, or hear it leaving my body. I love myself, therefore I let go of the hate. I want to love myself, therefore I let go of the hate and the non-acceptance. I love myself, therefore I'm willing to accept myself. I am setting myself free. It is just the beginning, but it is the beginning. I want to love myself fully, therefore I want and I'm willing to accept myself fully. I start to accept myself more and more now. Now stop tapping. Put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. Maybe a sip of water if you need to. And go back to focusing on what you were focusing earlier. And see where do you fall on 0 to 10. Chances are it went down. In some occasions it goes up because we don't want to connect with what feels unpleasant, uncomfortable. So you may be used to not connecting with that. And once you connect with it, like we did now, it feels overwhelming. If that's the case for you, rewind and tap until it goes down. Because the goal is to associate a neutral emotional state, to calm down your nervous system in a connection with that thing, so that you have that thing, that topic, that thing you don't love about yourself, and a peaceful, a more neutral emotional and nervous reaction in your body. And then you are preparing yourself to work in the direction of where you want to go. That's it for today. If you have questions, don't hesitate to post them below. If you have topics that you would like me to cover in future tapping sessions, don't hesitate to put them below, or contact me through the Facebook group, Co-Parenting with the Universe, or send me an email through my website. Find a way to connect with me. Let me know what you're struggling with. And if you want to be totally anonymous, give me a nickname. So I'll refer to the nickname, and that way you'll know it's for you. It's always nice to know we were heard. Have a wonderful self-love and self-acceptance journey, or self-acceptance in English. acceptation in French. Bye for now.